Hi everyone, my name is Megan, and today I'm going to share with you a little bit about my culture. So, my heritage is French Canadian. Both of my parents are French Canadian, and my mother's grandparents lived in Quebec, Canada. My father's grandfather also lived in Quebec, but his mother was adopted, my grandmother. And we don't really know too much about where she's from besides the fact that she is Irish in her, and she has red hair. And that's a trait that's been carried on through me and my sisters as well. Overall, it's safe to say that my culture is French-Canadian, but we don't really have a strong sense of culture in my family, if that makes sense. In many cases, a person's race or ethnicity plays a major role in their culture and the values instilled in them. Race primarily reflects the region or area a family's ethnicity is resourced from. Oftentimes in difficult parts of the world, certain values, morals, and guidelines are expected in order to sustain a healthy living society. Not only are they expected, but they're necessary in order to make the society work. These cultural attributes are carried on for centuries, even after relocation, sometimes unnecessarily, but because they are tradition. In my situation, there are not many strong traditions or guidelines that were passed down from my ancestors. My immediate family gave me my morals, guidelines, and values. Art on culture is extremely important in my family, at least. Coming from someone who doesn't have a lot of traditions or cultural background when it comes to, our clothing or the food that we eat or the traditions that we celebrate, it's pretty basic. I grew up celebrating Easter, Christmas, all of the holidays, and I went to church for a long time growing up, but other than that, I lived a pretty normal life without any real influence from any culture, unfortunately. So, in my family, music had a major impact on our culture. Oftentimes, art has a major impact, and cultural universals, as listed on page 99, are described as patterns or traits that are common in all human cultures. Music is one of them. You go to Africa, you go to Ireland, you go to Canada, they all sing or have songs about how they were raised or traditions from the country. So my grandfather and his grandfather sing. Music is really important in my mother's side of the family. My mom has been singing for the past 25 years competitively, both in a chorus and a quartet, and that's something that she learned from her father, who used to sing, in the church choir, and in any type of community event that he could be a part of. But singing was always a really exciting way to express yourself in the household, and growing up we always had a lot of music playing, always, and we were always singing. That's something that definitely has influenced me and my sister's lives as we've grown up. We've definitely been a lot more musically inclined than some other people that I've met, or even my other side of the family. So it's really cool to see that music has been one of the things that we have carried down and passed on. So music has had a major influence on my culture as a person and has taught me appreciation of the arts from a very young age. Music is culturally universal in that many cultures express themselves through music and dancing by praising their gods, singing hymns and folk tales, and passing on stories for generations to come. An example of assimilation in my life is when I moved from Windsor, Connecticut to Florida. Me and my family moved to Florida in 1999. We were the only ones in my entire family that weren't living in Connecticut at that point. So we moved away from everyone, which was definitely different, and down to Florida where everyone was saying y'all, and it was 100-degree weather all year. I specifically remember my aunts being shocked when we went back up to Connecticut to visit them by some of the clothing we would wear. Like, we would go to the beach, and the bathing suits we would wear to them were extremely skimpy, you may say. A regular two-piece bathing suit that people wear all the time down here that no one would even, notice is extremely provocative from where we're from. And that's part of the culture of being up north, here in Florida, especially in areas like Miami. it's a beach town. Like, people walk around in their bikinis, and it's not even a big deal. No one even takes notice. But like I said, in Connecticut, that's not really the case. So it was kind of weird to see the way that our family reacted to the ways we had changed from living in Connecticut. I'm sorry, from living in Florida. You know, things that we considered normal here in Florida were provocative to them. So looking back, I would definitely say there were a few ways in which my family had to assimilate in our transition to this big city of Orlando. So thank you so much for listening. That's a little bit about my culture. Like I said, I don't really have any specifics that my parents have passed down. I live a pretty basic life, but I have a feeling that there's other people like this too. So I thought I'd share. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you have a great day.